Hey guys, it is Josh Lloyd, and we are here to talk to you guys about stuff that's going on in the NBA. Yeah, that sounds about right, doesn't it? How is everyone? Welcome into the show. Those of you who are here, I'm sure more of you guys will be coming in soon. Hope you guys won your matchups last week. We're here starting week 12 in the NBA. We'll go through injuries, we'll go through lineups, we'll do NBA Pick'em. We'll do dribble game as well. 11 games on. We know that the Suns have already lost. See a comment here in the chat. Middleton's apparently coming back after 2 games. I don't know if that's true, Ralph. I haven't seen that. All I know is he's been ruled out for these next 2 games. So I haven't heard that. Tate is scheduled to do... Jayshawn Tate... scheduled to do 5-on-5 practice Tuesday. Like, cool. I don't really care that much. Rubio targeting January 16th. Again, I don't think worth having in most spots. I haven't heard that Middleton's back after 2 games. I just know that he's out 2 games. Where did you see that he's back after 2 games? Because it's always really... you got to always be careful when they say Middleton out next 2 games. That doesn't mean back. And some people can misinterpret that. Not saying you did, but you may have read it somewhere else. Or I might have just missed completely on this. So I'm going to have a look, Ralph, because I do want to get to the bottom of that. All right. Yeah, where did you see that he's back after 2 games? Nowhere? All right. Şengün is back today. Ralph, drop it in if you know where you saw that. Is Duran a drop? Absolutely not. No. Settle down. Settle down. Let's do... what should we do first? Let's do NBA Pick'em first. Yeah, let's do NBA Pick'em. Swing across over here. We've missed the first one. First to 15, Lakers Hornets. Which team will hit 15 points first? Let's do Lakers. Which player will make more threes? Karis LeVert or Patrick Williams? Karis LeVert with Garland out. Raptors Pacers. Who will hit 15 first? Pacers. Pelicans Sixers. Who will hit 15 first? Maybe no Embiid. Let's do Pelicans. Spurs Nets. Who will make more 3-pointers? Nets. Don't feel good about that one, but Nets. Nuggets, Wolves, which player will score more? D'Angelo Russell, Aaron Gordon. I'm going to take Aaron Gordon because Russell's questionable. Who will shoot a better field goal percentage? Hawks or Warriors? Warriors. Who will grab more rebounds? Duran or Nurkic? Nurkic might not play, so let's go Duran there as well. And we might as well just flick across to dribble game now. Get a couple of the games out early here. Get them done. All right, let's get dribble game going. All right. Welcome, everyone. Good to have you guys here. Let's see how quickly we can knock off dribble game today. Jeremy Grant and Emmanuel Quickly, teammates. Quickly, Knicks, Derrick Rose. All right, that was easy. Let's look at lineups. We know that the Hornets are starting Ball, Rozier, Hayward, Washington, Plumlee. The Nets, let's go the Raptors, VanVleet, Trent, Barnes, and Anobi Siakam. So back to their opening night starting lineup. Precious Achiuwa is back, by the way. The Bulls are starting Dosunmu, Levine, DeRozan, Williams, Vooch, so no Caruso. The Cavs are going with Mitchell, LeVert, Stevens, Love, and Allen. No Garland, no Mobley. The Nets, it looks like they're starting Irving, O'Neal, Durant, Simmons, Claxton, but O'Neal is still listed questionable. I need to find out what's actually going on there. So I don't know why that lineup is confirmed. If that lineup is confirmed, that means obviously that O'Neal is playing. All right. Do we get any comment back from Ralph about this thingo? Middleton thing? Nope. Okay. Holiday is probable for Tuesday. I think it's likely he sits Wednesday if he plays. I think there's a chance. I wouldn't say it's likely. He's not coming off an injury. He's just an illness. So if he is okay to go, then he's probably played both, maybe limited minutes. Old mate Sean says, I said Randall would not get over 4 threes, and he got exactly 4, so they call that an L. That doesn't make sense. You're right, because you said he wouldn't get over 4, and he didn't get over 4. So you're right, that's not an L. NBA, do better. Am I concerned about Harden missing last game for injury management? No, it was a back-to-back. I don't think he's going to miss all back-to-backs the rest of the season. It was the first one since he returned, so no, I'm not worried there. Is Conley must roster in 10 team? How about Killian? I'd say Conley probably is. He's played much better of late. I'd say Killian's borderline. Who do I feel better about rest of the season in a points league, Killian or Jalen Williams? I don't have a strong opinion either way here. It's probably Killian, but I don't have a strong opinion either way. Let's talk about injuries that we know. Ingram is out. Nance is out. Tyrese Maxey is back, but he's playing off the bench, and he will be for at least the intermediate short term. Joel Embiid's a game time decision. Oubre is out for the Hornets, but Dennis Smith is back. LeBron is still probable, but he will play. Lonnie Walker is out. Precious Achiuwa is back. Gary Trent is back. Fred VanVleet is back. Koloko is coming off the bench. Caruso is playing, but off the bench. Derek Jones is back, so watching Derek Jones, Andre Drummond minutes will be key. Garland is out. Javonte Green is out. Mobley is out. Markieff Morris is out for the Nets. Joe Harris is in. Vassell is back for the Spurs. McLaughlin, Prince, and Towns are out for the Wolves, but Naz Reid and D'Angelo Russell are both game-time decisions. Russell with an illness, Reid with a back issue. For the Rockets, Şengün is back, but Tate is out and Josh Green is out for the Mavericks. Killian Hayes is suspended, still one more game. Nurkic is questionable and Gary Payton is returning. Capella is out and DeAndre Hunter is questionable for the Hawks, but Jermichael Green, Kuminga, Wiggins, and Wiseman are all out for the Warriors. And for the Clippers, Kawhi is questionable with an illness. Batum is questionable with an ankle. Jimmy Butler is listed probable for some reason. I've got no idea what it is. Dedmon and Jovic are both out. Caleb Martin's a game-time decision, while Duncan Robinson and Gabe Vincent are both still questionable. We got the Pacers starting lineup. Halliburton, Nembhard, Hield, Nesmith, Turner. So that one's confirmed. We're waiting on the Lakers, Pelicans, and Sixers. I can tell you what the Sixers is going to be. It's going to be Harden, Melton, Harris, Tucker, Embiid. If Embiid is out, do they go Reed or do they go Harrell? Probably Reed, but I'm not sure. The Pelicans is going to be McCollum Jones, Murphy, Zion, and Valanciunas. And the Lakers is probably going to be Schroeder, Beverly, Reeves, James, and Bryant with Lonnie Walker out. You should play Larry Birdle. What's Larry Birdle? Oh, so yeah. See what I mean, Ralph? It's really important that you read into the details because it says Middleton's out 2 games. And you go, all right, cool, back in 2 games. No, it means he's out at least the next 2 games. They've ruled him out for those 2 games, but they haven't said when he's returning. It's the same thing with John Isaac today. Hey, he practiced. That's great. And then they slid in. We still don't know when he's coming back. Like, cool. He's been practicing in the G League since like the 1st of December. And I know it's different to practicing with the NBA team. It is a step forward, but we still don't know. Like, we should have known about this 2 years ago, but we still don't know. Scotty, how are you? Why do I think Randall is a sell high? Because I don't believe that Julius Randle's a top 20 player as we move forward. He is taking on extra usage with Barrett out, and Brunson was out a little bit of time as well. And he's in a little bit of a hot streak shooting the ball, and I think that's going to fall away. So they're all the reasons I think he's a sell high. And that's how I think you should look at sell highs. And the reason that you have to ask this question means that not others think he is. So people go, well, he's not a sell high. He can keep doing this. And maybe he can. But the fact that you are questioning it means that there is an ability to do it. It doesn't always work out. You know, my sell highs don't always work out. The buy lows don't always work out. That's the nature of this game. But the fact that you question it means that there are people there who go, no, it won't change. So you can actually sell high on it. Well, I guess that's what you're saying. The fact that you question Randall being a sell high, or why is he a sell high, means that it can be done. And you might be right. I might be wrong. You might even think that. But I'm just trying to read into your question there. Is Garland an injury to be worried about? I think it has to be. Missed 2 games with a thumb injury on his shooting hand. I think you've got to be a little bit worried. I don't think it's going to be long term. But I think you've got to be worried about it. Is Gafford a hold if you're punting blocks? Wiz, good question because, yes, Gafford gets a lot of blocks. But in a punt block situation, you often lack rebounds and you nearly always lack field goal percentage. And Gaff can be a 70-plus field goal percentage guy. So while blocks is a part of his value, if you might be punting field goals as well. And then what value does he bring? Really not much at all. But grabbing him and trying to trade him is a decent idea. But if you're punting blocks and not punting field goals, then Gafford still has tremendous value. Thank you, David. It was a very, very good fantasy football championship. I loved it. Do I have any pick stashes heading up to the trade deadline? I'll tell you what, Michael, if the more that you stash players who aren't useful now, waiting on trades, the worse you do. Because trades don't happen. Trades will happen, but you won't know what they are. So all of these expected deals that happen, the likelihood of them coming to fruition in the way that you think they're going to come to fruition 6 weeks out from the trade deadline, you're just making the wrong decision, in my opinion, in my experience, doing this show for 10 years and playing fantasy for 16 years or whatever. Until we get like 2 weeks before with more hard intel on stuff, or even a week before, stashing someone from now, it's pointless. They've got to be providing you at least a skerrick of value. Like the Bronco Jalen Williams, like Mark Williams. Yeah, Walker Kessler, just don't worry about trade deadline. Like, it doesn't matter. He's a must-roster player now. Trade deadline has no impact on that. But if you're making decisions to hold guys based on something that probably doesn't happen in 6 weeks' time, I just think it's a bad value play. But I will do some trade deadline stuff closer to the trade deadline. So is Rui doing well just because Beal is out? It's a triple whammy, Yosh. Yes, Beal out is a big impact. It's allowing Rui to play more minutes. It's allowing Rui to get more shots. And then he's backing onto that by shooting an ungodly percentage. I think he shot 60% from 3 in 2 of his last 3 games. So he's getting more shots because Beal is out. He's getting more minutes because Beal is out. And then he's using that. Like, if he came in and got those extra minutes and extra shots and shot 30%, it wouldn't look anywhere near as good. But he's also shooting like 10 percentage points above expectation. So it's making him look like this unbelievable superstar player, which he is not. And if that cools off, along with a minutes and usage drop, he's going to look useless again. Like, not even remotely close. Streaming for points leagues, if you need a points contribution in the category league, no problem. But this isn't some reckoning of, wow, Rui's a 30-minute a night player now who's going to be a 60% shooter. That just is not likely to be the case. Am I worried about Rob Williams' questionable tag? Yeah, I am. It's not a back-to-back. It's a knee thing. His minutes remain limited. This is why I was hesitant about picking him at any point early in a draft. I was hesitant with Jaren Jackson, but that worked out pretty bloody good. Right? So you can't always be right on this, but in general, my rule is lower body injuries who miss significant time to begin the season. I'm just not interested in the first 9 rounds. I'm just not. Maybe I go in round 10. Maybe I go end of round 9. But I'm just not interested in most of those situations because of the worry about what's happening here with Williams. Richards versus Plumdog versus Williams minutes prediction day. Richards 0. Plumlee, they're against the Lakers. Plumlee 28, 29, and Williams 18 to 19. Richards, I don't think will play. I don't know. Do I think D'Angelo Russell misses tonight? Look, yes. It's very unlikely for someone to be downgraded to questionable a few hours before the game and then play. A game day, 2 hour, 3 hour prior questionable tag out of nowhere usually means doubtful. So I would say probably not. Come to play hoops down Dandenong way. A, that's a mile away. B, I'm terrible at basketball and I'm old and fat and unfit. So probably not, but thanks for the offer, Scotty. Appreciate it. All right, people saying play Larry Bird all game. I don't know what it is, but you know what? Let's open it up. Larry Birdle. Guess the mystery NBA player. Okay, I don't want a silhouette. Is this like Pirtle? What's the difference here? Okay, you guess. It's the same thing as Pirtle, no? Current players, old players? Don't know. I don't know how it works. Let's just try Yucca Pirtle then. You guys can see this on the screen, okay? Yeah, okay. It's Team Spurs, so nothing's green, so nothing matches. So it's not... This is exactly the same as Pirtle, no? So it's an Eastern Conference player who's shorter than 7'1" and not a center. Let's go Donovan Mitchell. Eastern Conference guard, taller than 6'1", jersey number lower than 40. I did miss that 25 there. Not in the Central Division, so we're talking Atlantic or Southeast. Brad Beal. Not Brad Beal, but 6'4", guard, Southeast. So Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, Charlotte. Not number 3, so it's not Rozier. Miami guard 6'4". Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Victor Oladipo. Oladipo is his number 2, is he? Hawks, DeJounte. He's 6'5". Trey Young's not 6'4". Orlando, Jalen Suggs. Ooh, so it is an Orlando Magic player, which I now get to do this. Higher than number 4. Is it? And it's not. It's lower than 25. It is Markelle Fultz. So hang on. It's not Markelle Fultz. What? It's not Cole Anthony. What's this undefined nonsense mean? Markelle Fultz doesn't have an age. RJ Hampton? Not RJ Hampton. Gary Harris. Jeez, how many 6'4" guards have they got? Hey! Got it. All right. That was weird. Yeah, that's the same as Pirtle, yeah? It's Pirtle Unlimited. All right. So it is the same thing. Cool. Anyway, back to news after that took a long time. Not sure we'll do that game again. It takes a while. Matisse Thybulle coming off the bench. Shake Milton coming off the bench. Sixers are indeed starting. Harden, Melton, D'Anthony Melton, Harris, Tucker, Embiid. Harden, D'Anthony Melton, Harris, Tucker, Embiid. So Embiid is playing. Troy Brown is starting with Lonnie Walker and not Austin Reeves. So they're going Schroeder, Beverly, Brown, James, Bryant. So LeBron is playing, of course. Pelicans are going with Jones, McCollum, Jones, Murphy, Zion Williamson, I'm the biggest bird. I'm the biggest bird. And Jonas Valanciunas. And that's all of those starters. Okay. How am I feeling about the Dolphins these days? Shithouse. Bad. No Tua, no Bridgewater, and we've got to win and then hope the Patriots lose, which they should do against the Bills, but maybe they don't. Yeah, no, I don't feel good at all. My son is happy with the Chargers, yeah, especially after last year's Raiders final week nonsense. He's very happy, especially with how good their defense is playing. Do I think Nurkic plays? Yeah, but it's just a total guess. Yeah, I do think he plays, though. But again, total guess. Do I have a designated sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit play? Maybe it's Dylan Brooks. I know Dylan Brooks is the worst. Who is my...
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Who is it? Who is my guy for that? I don't know. I don't have a designated player for that. Gobert or Jonas today? I'll go with Gobert, thanks. Eckler not being a Pro Bowler should be a federal... I agree, but the guys they put in, was it Chubb, Josh Jacobs, and Henry? It's hard to go ahead of him. But I agree, Eckler's been unbelievable. What was that sound drop? Zion's new sound drop, the biggest bird. Pelicans, he's a big bird. I'm the biggest bird.
I'm the biggest bird. I'm the biggest bird.
Is Bruce Brown droppable in 12s with Nuggets healthy? Borderline, but they're still not 100% healthy, especially with Jeff Green out. I think he's worth holding this week, but yeah, look, it probably will move towards that. Have I heard anything about Cam Johnson? Yeah, look, I did an injury update show earlier today. He's traveling with the team. He's doing some pre-game workout stuff with lateral movements. It doesn't feel like he's far away. Maybe it's a week. Maybe it's 10 days. I think 10 days is probably more realistic. Do I use waiver priority on picking up Larry Nance? I'm not a massive waiver wire guy in general, like you're holding on to waiver priority. Larry Nance is useful for certain teams. He's not going to be for everybody. It depends what your league's like. How in are they on Larry Nance? Because some leagues just won't care, and he'll be available everywhere. So I think, given that he's injured, you can probably let him slide. Is Alexander Walker better than Javon Carter this week? Almost definitely, yes. 4 quality games for Alexander Walker, and Colin Sexton is out. They might be rough performances, 19 minutes, 6-7 points, but he'll get 4 of them that you can use. And Carter, he literally might play 19 minutes tomorrow if Drew's back. And then you wouldn't use him Wednesday anyway. So I think it is Alexander Walker. Isn't Jay Crowder my sometimes maybe good? Yes, but he doesn't play, so I don't get to use it. Who wins the English Premier League this season? I didn't think you had any ties or following in England. I'm sure I've got some following in England. I have no idea. I couldn't even tell you what the standings are, apart from I think isn't Arsenal on top. I haven't watched a Premier League game this season, which I should. Usually I do watch some, but I haven't watched any this season. All I know is I'm sure Newcastle's going terribly, yeah? Am I worried the Suns... Look, stop doing shutdown fears. Am I worried the Suns might shut down Booker? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Am I worried that Devin Booker's got an injury? And if the injury gets worse and he's not able to play, then he won't play? Like, that is always a possibility. But shutdown fear porn is insane. There is... GC, look, no offense to you, and this gets just bandied about in so many spots. Traditional media, social media, new media, fantasy media. It's bullshit. There's no way that Suns have got it. Guys, all right, we're having some struggles here. Devin, you're done. Like, just don't play the final 60% of the season. There is no way. But the fact that you even had to ask that question means that fear porn has infiltrated people's brains. Is Isaiah Stewart a drop in a 14-team league?
Is that you, Mr. Stewart?
Well, who the hell else do you think it'd be? Get in here, you pair of flaming galahs.
No, not in a 14-team league. Saw a question there about Kyle Anderson being a 14-team must roster. Yeah, he is. What's the chances of Kawhi playing tonight? Well, he did appear a bit late on the injury report. So I'd say probably not going to play, be my guess. Where can you play fantasy football, aka soccer, for next season? No idea. I've never played it. Not sure. Someone might be able to answer you. Newcastle are doing them. Are they? Let's have a look. Premier League. Are we amazing as in we're not 18th? Holy shit, we're third. Let's go. What? Okay. I've been a Newcastle fan since like 94, Alan Shearer days, and I don't follow them all that closely. Who's our best player? Because I remember watching them a few times over the last couple of years, and then we stunk. Like, who's our best player? That's my third. Wow, I got shivers. Woo. Spencer Dinwiddie or Klay Thompson? Probably Klay for me, but it really depends. One's a higher scorer with threes, one's a lower scorer with assists. And that's a lot of the way you need to be judging that in fantasy leagues. 14-team weekly points league. I was offered Cat and Griffin for Randall. I declined. Was it a good call? I think Randall's points value is higher than his category league value. The uncertainty with Cat, I reckon I probably would have held Randall, to be honest. I probably would have. Do I think Cat will be back soon? Not really. Probably 3 weeks away, would be my guess. Oil money. Of course, it's always oil money, isn't it? Or do I project Markel Fultz to average for a points league? Well, I don't know your points league settings. All my projections are over at Basketball Monster, which you can see, but I don't know what settings you're in, and you've asked it a million times. 30 feels like a lot in a standard league. But I'll have a look, huh? I don't feel super confident on Fultz's projection. I've got him at 28. I've got him at 28. Any more news? Pelicans, as I said, McCollum, Jones, Murphy, Zion, Jonas. That's all confirmed. So we've got all of our early starting lineups confirmed. We don't have the Spurs. I assume it's just... Oh, actually, maybe not, because remember when Vassell's missed like one game in the past? Oh, bring him off the bench. Ease him back in. Standard bullshit, because he's their best player. Jones, Vassell, Johnson, Sohan, Pirtle, but Vassell might come off the bench and Langford might start. Be aware of that. BBM question, Josh. Are the daily projections just based on season-long projections adjusted for minutes? No, there are other factors. We use things like rest, opponent, home versus road. We use some current form stuff. We use all that stuff. Players in, players out, usage adjustments. So daily projections aren't just the same as season-long projections. They're adjusted. Love is a good stream until Mobley returns. Yes, he is, I think. I've heard of Trippier before. Newcastle. Is he Newcastle's best player? Trippier? Is it Trippier? Or Trippier? You're fast losing faith in it, Jaden. I lost faith in it years ago. Weeks ago. Hold ball. Well, I don't think you have to. Like if you're in a points league, I don't think there's any need to hold him. In a category league, I probably would, and it would depend on who you'd be adding in that spot, but I think it's going to turn sour in the next couple of weeks, like even more sour. Game of the day projection. Let's go through them. Pelican Sixers stands out here. What else have we got? Pelican Sixers stands out to me, especially with Embiid playing. Sohan or Jalen Williams rest of season? No context at all, Daniel. So I will. It is close. Sohan's probably got more upside than Williams. But Williams is probably more consistent. I would say probably Sohan. So I think Gobert will play a lot better rest of season. Trading him at his worst wouldn't make sense. Well, you're right with that last sentence. Can he be better rest of season? I can't say he'll be a lot better, but I would think there has to be a level of improvement. I am losing faith in it though, but I think he's going to see some improvement. More confident in Suggs or Ivy? Suggs, I think. Although the minutes are probably a little bit capped there with him with those other players around, but probably Suggs. But yeah, I don't love that question in general. Trippier. There's no way. Is that how it's pronounced? Trippier. That's shocking pronunciation. There's no way that's right. Is Kawhi inside the top 100 yet? I don't know. Let me have a look. Kawhi. 92nd. So yes. Eric Gordon's comments today make you think a trade is coming. Eric Gordon's been pissing and moaning for 3 years. Eric Gordon's the thing was they said, "Oh, what have you seen the team improve on this season?" And he's like, "Nothing." All right, he's been pissing and moaning for years. Why they continue to start him, I have no idea at all. He just should be sent home. Trippier. That's what I thought it was, Jimmy. Not Trippier. Trippier. Nah, it's surely. Anyway, that's going to bother me all season. For the next 5 minutes. Is Don Mitch a buy low? I don't think you'd be able to pull it off. But yes, as long as you don't expect him to be that top 12 player that he was to start the year. I've been saying for a while, I think that was a sell high. He was shooting like 44% from 3 and like 58 from 2. And assist rate was sky high. That's dropped way off now. Now, it's probably going to bump back up with Garland out. So we'll get a little bit of an improvement there. But Royce O'Neal is out today. So I don't know what that starting lineup announcement was. Royce O'Neal out. So I don't know if you can even buy low on him. In fact, it might actually turn into a nice sell high. Got one more question. Someone said, what's Kawhi's ranking in the last 2 weeks? I think it's like 23rd. I'm just going to have a look. From memory, it was 23rd. Before we get out of here. Kawhi Leonard, last 2 weeks. No, 31st. 31st. Took a while to get here, but we're almost there at full strength Kawhi Leonard. We're almost there. Getting ready to get out of here. All right, and we will head out now because I'm going to go do some other work. Thanks, everyone, for being a part of the show. If you could hit like on the way out, that would be great. And then we'll be back with a recap show later on. All 11 games. It's going to be a monster. I will see you guys later. Cheers. See ya.